Okay, so what's up, everybody? We're back. And last time we finished setting up our interact system. We got some cubes we can pick up. And before that, we made our door system, which has a trigger. So we walk up, we hit the trigger, the door opens, and then we can walk through and the door will close. So what I wanted to do is to add something more to this. So we're going to do like a locking door and key mechanic on top of this. So the player would have to find a key to be able to have this door open. And we're going to put multiple doors in and multiple keys. But we're going to do it from one key blueprint, one door blueprint, and we won't have to cast. It should be very cheap to do. We can use this for any kind of a locked door, a locked safe, or anything like that where you need a key to get into. So we're going to set that up today. So I'm just going to take my little room and I'm just going to duplicate the door, the walls, and we're just going to make like 3 of these here. So I'll be back when I'm done with that. Okay, so I just duplicated those rooms. So now I have 3 rooms with 3 doors, and we're going to make them all lock, and the player will have to get a specific key for each one of them. So the first thing we're going to do is make a key blueprint. Now, I went in and made a static mesh of a key. I just made a real quick one in Unreal. I just used a couple cubes. And this is all I'm going to be using for my example. If you're following along and you don't have a key, just throw a cube down and flatten it. Doesn't have to be a key, just anything that you pick up, and then you can always change the key out after. So I do have that key made. That's just a static mesh. So we're going to set up a blueprint now. So I'm going to go into my blueprints folder, and last time with the interact system, we set up our base interact item. And then from that, we made our pickup item. So I'm going to be doing the same thing here because we want to be able to pick the key up. So I'm going to create a child of this base interact item here. And I'm just going to name that key BP. So that is going to be a child of our BP interact, which means it's going to inherit everything that we need for our interact system. So I'm going to open that up, and we already have our static mesh. We have our interact widget. So we just have to populate our static mesh. So I'm going to just select the key that I made, hit this little arrow, and now we have our key in here. So our collision settings should be all set up for it. Our interact widget should be all set up. So all I have to do at this point, I'm going to delete these 2 events, plug in the begin play for the parent, and then I'm going to go to the override function here. I'm going to override the base highlight, which was part of my BP base interact item. And then I'm going to disconnect that and just say whatever we want it to say here. So I'm just going to say F to pick up key, and that will be my interact text. And because we set up our base interact item, and now this is a child of it, this is already, it should be done with all of our interaction stuff. So if I drag this into the world right now, we should be able to interact with it. What I will do is just add the pickup pressed in here. I'm just going to do a destroy actor. So when we pick it up, it will disappear. So let's see if our key works here. And I did see something else I want to do real quick is I did see in the starter content under props, I think we had a table. So I'm going to add a table out here, and I'm going to put my key on it. So let's see if we can interact and pick it up. So there we go. It's getting our highlight material. It's getting our interact text. And if I press F, we pick it up. So it's very simple to add new items onto that interact system using that parent like that. Let's add some functionality now. So before we destroy actor, I'm going to send one interface out. So we're going to have to let's add that interface. So I'm going to go into my interact BPI. I'm going to add a function in here, and I'm going to call that unlock door. And we don't need any inputs or anything like that, so we're done in here. We'll go back to the key. I'm going to add one variable in here, and I'm going to name that door number, and I'm going to change that to type name. And I also want to make that instance editable and expose it on spawn. So now I'm going to drag that out. We can compile, save it. I'm not going to give it any default value, so I'm just going to leave it at none. So I'm going to drag off and do get all actors with tag. I'm going to drag off here and do our unlock door, and make sure you pick the one with the message. And we're going to connect up the out actors to the target, and then connect our destroy actor here. So this should be all we need to do inside of our key. So doing this, we can have as many doors and as many keys as we want. And it's very simple to set up here. So I believe we're done with the key. I'm going to just save that. And now I'm going to go into the door. And I'm going to add my interact interface to the door because we're going to have to get that event that we made in there, that function. So I'm going to go into class settings, implemented interfaces. We have nothing. I'm going to add my interact BPI interface in here. And then the only thing I need is my unlocked door. So we'll get that out. And we're going to make two variables in here. I'm going to make one saying door unlocked, and then I'm going to make another one similar to what we just did in the key. I'm going to call this one door number, and I'm also going to make this of the type name. Okay, so when this event fires, we want to set this door unlocked to be true. So in order to stop the door from opening when it's locked, we're going to come over to where our timeline is. We're going to come off the door open and put a branch. And the condition for the branch is going to be that door unlocked Boolean. So we'll plug that in. So if door unlocked is true, it's going to come out and play the timeline. If it's not true, I'm going to come down and do a print. And I'm going to say door locked. And then I'm going to change that to red. So if we try and open the door and the door is locked, it's going to print door locked in red. Once we unlock it, it'll start working. So the only other thing we have to do in here is I have to add something on begin play here. Put it after the set timer. So we'll get that timer going first. So I'm going to get tags. And you see that's going to give us a array of tags for this actor here. So I'm going to drag off that and do an add. And then we're going to plug that in. So on begin play, we're going to add a new tag to this door. And the tag we're going to add is this door number here. And I'm not adding a tag inside of the blueprint because then all of the doors will get it. So we're going to do this per instance, which reminds me, we need to make sure that this door number is instance editable and exposed on spawn so we can do that. So we're just going to be adding a unique tag to each door, each instance of the door. And then we'll also be using that same tag to send the interface to the door from the specific key. So this should be all we have to do here. So if I compile and save that, let's see if we forgot anything here. So what I'm going to do is just duplicate this key here. So I'm going to hold Alt, drag off. We're going to get another key. We're going to put one here, and we're going to get one more, put one on this table here. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this first key here. We'll go into the details panel, and you can see we have our door number. I'm going to call this door 1. And then I want that key to open this door. So I'm going to click on this door blueprint and do the same thing. Door space 1. We're going to make sure it's the same. This one will be our door 2, and that key is going to open this door. So we name that, give that the door number of door 2. And then our last key will be door 3. And this will be our door 3 right here. Okay, so with any luck here, let's see. Let's jump in, see if it works. So without picking up any keys now, if I walk up to the door, it does not open and it says door locked in the top. So all 3 of these doors are locked and will not open. If we pick up our first key, we have our first door that opens. This door still says locked, and this door still says locked. So now we can come in here, grab our second key, and now this door should open. And this one should still be locked, and it is. So now we can come in here, grab our last key, and open our last door. So there we go. We got a working key system here. So you can have as many doors and as many keys as you want. And this is just nice because there's no casting. There's one interface, and we're not even sending the interface out to all the doors to do a check. We're sending the interface to the specific one door that the key is going to open. So I think that's going to be it for now. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.